the program starts. So let's all say Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar
Avatar
Meher
Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Over to you, Pratap ji. Jai Baba.
Hey Baba, thank you so much. Yes, if we really, if we think about, or rather to say, understand as to how Meher Baba has collected his people, especially the people who are called as Mandali. And for that, for a choice, he has gone to any extent. Examples are, see the choice of Erich. For Erich to be with Baba, Baba had asked the whole family of Erich to join him. See the example of Bhahu Kalchuri. In the case of Bhahu Kalchuri also, just for one person, Baba had taken the whole responsibility of the whole family. See the example Adike Irani. Baba wanted Adike Irani, and he had in fact got it from with the consent of his parents. And the parents, they very willingly gave that boy to Baba. Every person, every one in Baba's Mandali, they have such a something of some such a background. Now today we are going to, I had a mind to tell you something about Kotwal family. Kotwal family, and you must have read so many things about the family. In fact, there is one full book on the life of that family, the whole family. He gives the ocean, that is the title of the book, and it was edited by an American lady by name I have forgotten. I will tell you afterwards. Anyway, now that family, many of the things is practically the whole narration has been given by one of the members of the Malwadi senior members of the family, and as such, most of the things about that family has come in that book. Besides Lord Meher, all that things have come in that book. And why I have chosen this subject today, just to have something about that family, is because I have my personal memories about the family, which were very, very touching. Now, around the year 1940, in the 40s, Baba was in Bangalore, and this man, Savak Kotwal, There are two sahavas in Baba's whole lovers family. There are two sahavas. One is Savak Kotwal, about which we will be talking today, and another is Savak Damania. That family was in Nagar, and I think they were connected with Arijit in-laws family, Savak Damania. But we are talking about Savak Kotwal, who was there in Mumbai. He was serving there in a bank. He had an inclination of going to sadhus, spiritual masters, all those who are sitting in the Himalayas. He had that sort of a liking or an inclination to take their darshan, to spend time with them. In fact, out to the extent that he wanted to live with them. That was his natural inclination. And but then he was married person. He had his wife, good wife by name Nargis. He had 3 children. The eldest one was unmarried. She was a girl. She was unmarried, and her name is Naju Kotwal. The second one, the name of the second one is Hila. She is not in India. She is in somewhere in, I think, England or somewhere. She has married there and she lives with his family. Naju is not married. And the third was Adi. Adi was the youngest boy. Now this, in spite of this family, this Nargis, the wife of Savak Kotwal, she was from a rich family, better of family, whereas Savak was not so. But then she could marry his family because she worked in a bank. The children were very young then. And when Baba was in Bangalore, he received a letter from Nargis, that is the wife of Kotwal, Savak Kotwal, telling Baba that Savak is about to leave his job and he wants to go in Himalayas after the sadhus to have some tapasya, some penance and all that. That is the madness in his mind, and I am just worried about what will be the fate of my family. And then in response to this letter from Nargis, Baba calls the whole family to Bangalore. And Baba tells Savak that if you find a better guru in Himalayas, better than me, then you can go. I don't mind. Otherwise, come and stay with me in my ashram along with whole family. In fact, that going in Himalayas, that was in fact not very much true, because Savak was all the time looking for going in the service of Meher Baba only. But then Meher Baba is not giving him a definite reply about coming and joining him. And so Savak was day by day getting frustrated. And then he just spread a message Faraday knew that through his wife that she is going in Himalayas, leaving his job and leaving his family. And ultimately that news goes to Baba, and Baba calls him along with the family. And Baba tells him that if you are interested in going, find better guru than me, you can go, but otherwise you can come and stay with me in my ashram. That is what in fact was in his mind, because that was sort of a blackmailing. Savak thought that if I insist for going in Himalayas, perhaps Baba may call me and Baba may allow me to stay in the ashram. In fact, that was his desire. And then Baba tells him that now you stay with me. You go to Mumbai, pack up everything, and come back and stay with your family with me as the members of my Mandali. Now, Savak was waiting for that opportunity. He goes to Bombay, he packs up everything, and all that money, all that ornaments of Nargis, whatever was there in his possession, all that money which may be lying in the bank, everything which was in his possession, he collected together, make a bundle of it, and then he came back to Bangalore. And then he places that bundle in Baba's hands, and he tells Baba that I have given everything herein. This is all yours now. And now we want to serve you. Baba looks at Nargis and says to Nargis that Savak has given everything to me, including your own ornaments. She says, Baba, I'm really happy if we get an opportunity to serve you. I'm not much concerned about all that money and ornaments, everything. I want to serve you along with my full family of children also. And then Baba allowed them to stay along with him in Bangalore. Thereafter Baba had shifted to Mehrabad, and then whole family, Savak family went to Mehrabad. They were as good as the members of Baba's family. Baba had told Nargis, when she said that we want to serve you and everything belongs to you now, whatever we had, that Savak has placed in your hands, everything belongs to you. And Baba becomes very happy about it. And Baba says that from today, the responsibility of every member of your family is on me. I will look after you until the last minute. That is the responsibility which Baba has taken on himself. And then when Baba went to Mehrabad, the whole family also went to stay with Meher Baba. Meher Baba has already given instructions to Padri and Pain to make accommodation in the family quarters in Arangao. And for Savak, of course, he was to stay along with the Mandali at the lower Mehrabad. That was the arrangement which was made by Meher Baba himself. Now, coming to the life of these people in Baba's ashram, Baba had put the children for taking education in good schools, and they had studied according to their own choice. About Naju Kotwal, after completing her high school education, when she wanted to become a doctor, and she asked Baba that, Baba, I have completed my college education. Now I want to take a course for a medical doctor. Baba says that rather than taking up the course of a doctor, I would like to become a nurse. Now she was not very happy about it. She was not happy about it, and she goes to Mehra. She knew that Baba, whatever Mehra wishes and expresses wish before Baba, Baba never denies it. That she knew, and so she went to Mehra and she convinced Mehra that I am really very much interested in going for the medical course as a doctor. But then Baba wants me to go for nursing, which I do not much like. So would you kindly, on my behalf, tell Baba to send me for the doctor's course? And Mera comes to Baba, and Mera insists that Baba, she should be allowed to go for doctor's medical course. And Baba said, all right. Now, because Mera is, recommended her case, then Baba doesn't say no. So she said, all right, let her appear for that entrance examination. And Naju appeared for that examination. And she failed just by a couple of marks. Just on the border, she failed. And that going for the course of a doctor I was just out of question now. And then she sincerely thought that Baba does want me to become a doctor, and as he wishes, I will go for nursing course. And she went for nursing course, and she became a nurse. That is another thing. This Hila, she also, after completing education, perhaps she has gone to London or somewhere. And then Adi was there. He was very young in the ashram. These two girls used to sing before Baba. They used to entertain Baba. And Adi, young boy. He used to tell humorous stories, sing some humorous songs, and he will entertain Baba. That was their life in the ashram. Now coming to the very touching stories about these people, which I personally know. I know very, very, very nicely this whole family. I have been several times to their house in Mumbai. They were staying in a place in the area called Mahim. That was the Parsi colony, and had a singing program at their house. I used to go at times whenever I go on that side. I will just pay casual visit to that house, and every member of that family, they're very much like they're very much compatible with me. And what had happened that During the darshan program of Wadia Park in the year 1954, Savak Kotwal was there, sitting on the stage along with other Babas Mandali. The Westerners were there. The Westerners had specially gone for that darshan program, a very big event. Gadgi Maharaj was there sitting at the feet of Mir Baba. And just to show, just to demonstrate what is obedience, Baba abruptly asked Savak Kotwal to stand up, and he asked Savak Kotwal to dance like a flying pigeon. I don't know why, but Baba used to call him Kabutar, means pigeon. So he he asked Savak to dance like that, and he got up, and before so many thousands and thousands of people, he danced. And then Baba said, "This is obedience. This instant, I do not know whether it is, but I had told this Naju that this incident, which I had witnessed personally, and she liked it very much, and said that I may include in that book. That the lady who had edited the book, American lady, her name I was not, remembering then. Her name was Nancy Wall. You must, some of you must be knowing her very much. She is very ardent for the old time Baba lover. Now, that is the one incident about the obedience that Baba showed to all the people. And after these girls and boy, they grew up. The boy was married to a very nice girl, Parsi girl. Adi was married. Hila was in London. Adi was married, and they had a very sweet child, very young child. And once they wanted to go to Mehrabad. They wanted to go to Mehrabad for Baba's darshan, Samadhi darshan. And what happened was that when they went to along with the wife, Adi's wife, and Adi's young child, when they went they came to Pune, and from Pune they wanted to go by bus. When they went to the bus stand, waiting for the bus, there was some time for that bus, and then one person who had what we call a station wagon, he was inviting the people to come and occupy the seats in the station wagon because they will be leaving for Nagar. And why to wait for the bus? They should come and sit in this van. This Adi was tempted to accept his offer because he thought that she wanted to go to Mehrabad as soon as much as early as possible. He had that eagerness to go there. And then he thought that the bus has yet to come. So why not to take a chance to go in this van? He was tempted to do that, and then they took their seats in that van, and the van, along with the other there were other passengers also. It started towards Nagar. There is one small town. There, when that van came near that, it left that town. On the outskirts of that town, there was a truck with a big load of sugarcane, a bundle of sugarcanes loaded on the truck, and it was coming from the opposite direction. And something happened that both the truck and this station wagon, they dashed. Now, it was such a nasty accident that the people were thrown out of the van. Some were injured, and both Adi and his wife, they got so much injured. In fact, I think Adi had already died. His wife had little life in her. They were taken to a nearest hospital. And by the time they go to hospital, that wife also died. Who was left was that child. And then this news came to Mumbai. We can imagine what could have been the shock for that family. I'm sorry, one point I missed. Just before that, this Savak also had passed away. Now I tell you, I had so many close relations with all these Parsis of Mumbai. They were very much loving with me. I used to love them, and I had friendship with practically every family, every Parsi family. And whenever any mishap happens, they will invariably give that news to me, and I will run there. Now, this news also was given to me. This passing away of Savak. Savak had died, and his body was taken to the Tower of Silence. The area is called Dongarwadi in Mumbai, and I generally all the Mumbai Baba lovers, in such a case, they will all gather together to be with that family. And many others were there. We went to Dongarwadi, the Tower of Silence, and Kishore Mistry was the secretary of Bombay Center. He was with me. He was very much close as my friend. Very much. Many programs and many invitations we used to go together. And in fact, we were leading the whole group of singers. So he and myself, we were there together. Other people had come from different parts, and there is a custom in the Parsi that what they do is that they make that dead body naked, entirely, completely naked, in a sort of a tank, small tank. And in a room, not outside. The tank is in a room. And very small, and that body is kept there, and some ghee is applied, and then the dogs, they just sweep away that ghee is applied to that body. This is the custom, and nobody is allowed. Nobody except the Parsis. Nobody is allowed there in that room. In fact, whenever any such a occasion is there, people from Parsis, people from Hindus, people from Mohammedan, they all, yeah, if they are very close family, they will come and be there. And that way, so many other people were there, sitting in a sort of a open hall. And this Naju, she comes running to me and myself and Kishore, with two caps, two Parsi caps. She puts one cap on Kishore's head and one cap, Parsi cap on my head. And my name is something Rustam and his name is something Parsi names. She gives Parsi names. And just come on, Rustam, come on. And he takes her right inside. Only Parsis are allowed. Right inside, she takes near that body. And she asks me, Pratap, come on, hurry up. Just recite Baba's prayer. And I started reciting, Oh Parvardiga, the preserver and protector of all, your very fast. And the prayer was completed. Prayer was over. And then we were allowed to go out now. She said, now you're going to go out. She was very concerned that Baba's prayer should be there, near the body. It's a very strange, in fact, very natural also, very natural desire that body of her father is lying here. And she, at the last moment, she wants that prayer to be recited near that body. It's a very natural feeling of Baba lover. And that is why she just made us Parsis, puts those Parsi caps on our heads and takes her very hurriedly inside, asks her to hurriedly recite the prayer, and then we come out. And the Parsi priest kept looking at us. Who are these people? They do not look like Parsis, but then wearing Parsi cap, names are also Parsi names. So that was one incident, very, very touching incident. In fact, Naju had taken us. Now, coming to the accident, both husband and wife, Adi and his wife, they died. That boy was very miraculously saved. He said that this woman, this Mrs. Adi, she was holding that child like in her arms. And that accident took place. That child was saved in her arms, but she was injured. She was badly injured, and then they were taken to hospital, declared as dead. Here, we all received the message that such and such things had happened, and the last rites will be performed. That Dungarwadi Tower of Silence. We rushed to that place. We all rushed to that place. It is really very shocking news for us also. And the bodies had to come after all the procedure of the hospital. That bodies were to come after the Panchanama, police Panchanama and all that. And we were all waiting at the Tower of Silence. In the open ground, so many people under that roof sitting and just waiting for that car or that ambulance to come along with the body. There was little time for that body to come, and we were waiting. And when myself and Kishore were sitting on one table, one chair, there is a call from Nargis saying that ask Pratap to come here. So I got up along with Kishore. We went to Nargis and she said, Pratap recite sahavas prayers loudly in the open space. She's sitting along with other ladies and we are standing in front of her, and she said, so many people are there in that open space, so many people. And she said that recite that prayer loudly. Because after the body is lifted from here, they won't allow us to go inside. So I want that prayer to be recited by you. And in a very serene atmosphere, in a very upper tone, I recited that prayer very seriously. And all the people, including the priests, they were very silently standing listening to the prayer. I still foresee that I still have that picture on my eyes. And then that body came. Then they had all that paraphernalia of their process of the last rites and all that. And the body was taken charge of by the 4 or 5 people, they are very strong people. They carry the body to that well, and nobody is allowed to accompany those people. They are the only servants of that Tower of Silence. They take that body and then they place in that well for the vultures to dispose it out. So this is the procedure. And after this whole thing was over, we came back at our respective homes. And thereafter, when the society people, when the people in the society came to know about it, when the people of Babalavas came to know about it, they all went to Nargis. They went to Nargis and had a word of what we call what Nargis said. He said, this is actually I want to emphasize today. When the ladies or people went there to console her, and they used to weep, people used to weep because it was very unbearable situation was created before her and before all the other people who felt about it. When they used to wait, she said, no weeping. Nargis is saying, no weeping. No weeping. He was Baba is taken up. My God, what a courage! What a courage this woman had. People were surprised how she doesn't have tears in her eyes. And even if the other people have that emotions of and dropping tears, she's not allowing them not to shed tears, saying that he was Baba's and Baba has taken. In the course of time, we heard her saying to the people that he was Meher Baba's child and Baba has taken him. What he says is that I am thankful to Baba. I am thankful to Baba because up to this time, Baba had allowed his company to me, company of that boy. He would have taken it earlier. That one incident had happened in their life when this boy was young boy. He was suffering typhoid. He was caught with typhoid. In those days, there was no medicine for typhoid. It was very fatal disease. And he was suffering for typhoid, with high temperature and all that. And Baba wanted to go on much tour. And Baba wanted to take Savak along with him. And Baba says to Nargis that now I'm just in a sort of in a two minds as to whether I should take Savak with me, which I really need very much. All my must I need Savak. But here the child is so very sick with typhoid, and any time he may die. So now you tell me what should I do, Nargis? And Nargis says, Baba, you can take Savak with you. I will take care of the child. You can take Savak with me. I don't mind. I will not come in your way. You see, what a courage this woman must be having, sure. And Baba, as decided, Baba takes Savak along with him, giving instructions that if anything happens, we should send a telegram to Baba. Now the whole itinerary was chalked out, and they were driving a train, and every station, the any mishap happening, that was to be sent by telegram to the station master of that particular station where Baba may be. So every station, when the train stops, one of the Mandali will run to the station master's office, and they would ask whether there is any telegram in the name of Meher Baba. No. Then proceed ahead. Next station, somebody goes and inquires about telegram. They say no. Then proceed ahead. Every station, the Mandali, one of the Mandali will go to the station master and inquire whether any news is from that in the name of Meher Baba. And every time it was said no, 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 no. As and when Baba had kept on inquiring about the child, the temperature went on decrease and decrease and decrease, and it came to normal. and the child become all right. So her argument was that if Baba wanted, he would have taken that child that time only. But thereafter, all these years up to this time, up to this extent, Baba had allowed his company to me. Baba has allowed that child's company to me, that boy's company. He was a young boy, very smart one. So that is what about Nargis. When she was in the ashram, staying along with the ladies Mandali, she had to cook food for the lady members, and all that Mandali to make chapatis. Chapati is the Indian, but you must have been conversed with that now, because many of the people coming into India and they eat these chapati. That chapati, it is to be rolled on the round wooden platform. Now she had to cook for so many to make the chapati for so many people. Baba's lady members. And when Baba comes there, Baba will be sitting, all the ladies member will be around Baba, and Baba would be, just spend time very happily. And the women will be so very happy enjoying Baba's company, Baba's inquiries, Baba's joking and all that. And this woman who was busy in making that chapati, she was feeling very bad about it. She was feeling bad because I am just so very busy in making chapatis and I am deprived of all that enjoyment which all the other ladies get in Baba's company. Within her heart, she was weeping, in fact. And now, God man, it takes care of everyone's heart. Once, when she was cooking like that, she was cooking. Baba goes inside in that kitchen all alone. Baba goes in that kitchen, and he stands behind her. She is very busy along with that. The whole hands are full of that paste of that atta, and Baba stands behind her. And when she looks at Baba, she immediately stands up, and what Baba says is very, very touching. In fact, I would say, Baba says, Nargis, you are so very beautiful. And all that grudges, all that, all that grief or feeling of separateness or not getting that opportunity of sitting in Baba's company, all that vanish within a second, all that dissolve, all that in that statement of Meher Baba. Nargis was so beautiful. And she was consoled so much thereafter. She never thought that she never thought that she is deprived of something. This is a very, what should I say, very touching incidents in the life of this family. Many times, Naju Kutwal, she was very regular coming to her center, to Bombay Center. And she would share so many stories there. And she had a lot of stories about their life with Baba. A very, very fortunate family, I would say. And after Baba went for new life, naturally the family came to Mumbai and then they occupied that house in the Parsi colony. Now, after Nargis died, it was only recently, after so many years, Naju was taking care of that boy who was saved from that accident. And he grew up nicely, a very strong boy. And recently, for a couple of years back, Naju passed away. That boy is alive. That boy was very narrowly saved from that accident. He is alive. See the divine game. We do not now. These people who were going for Baba's darshan, they met with an accident. There is very likelihood of people criticizing the relation in between Mera Baba and Baba lovers. There is a tendency of the people. What they have gained from that, or that family gained from that, nobody can imagine about it. When in Bangalore, when when Baba had said that from today, the whole responsibility of every member of the family is on me. So Nargis was very happy about it. And then to Savak Baba had said, for you, I will give the ocean. And that is the title selected very aptly for that book, which was audited by Nancy Wall. This is very touching story about Kotwal family. There are several such families whose lives have been a model for us, for we people to follow. A simple thing, simple calamity or simple problem which crops up in our family, we get so much disturbed. But a woman who had lost her dear son and the daughter-in-law, in spite of such a great calamity on her, she had not dropped a single drop. She had not dropped a single tear from her eye. Even when we are reciting that prayer, the atmosphere had become so very emotional. But she was very calm and quiet. I really salute to her love for Baba. Very special people, very special people. So this is all about the family of Sao Kotwal, and there are so many in the whole Baba family or the whole Mandali, Baba's Mandali. There are so many who have really brought into their life the principles of spirituality, leaving everything to the master, leaving everything to the master, not to question his decision. Any small calamity in our lives, we keep on shouting, "Oh, Baba, what you have done! I have been so very close to you, and I have been serving to you for so many years, and what you have done for me, it is really." And I have heard people speaking like that, in spite of their long association with Mehr Baba, anything which goes against their mind, they will shout out. But here, there are people, I always say that these are really very selected people. And of course, the selector is the one who is all knowing. The fate of everyone is in his hands. The fate of not only his Mandali, but the fate of all the creation is in his hands. It is only for us to adopt ourselves to the way of life he has shaped for us. It's a very great lesson in our individual lives. If we are able to practice it properly, you see, we always keep something in our hands. We do not really open up ourselves and give ourselves entirely to his choice. We keep something reserved in our hands. And then anything goes wrong, we shout in his name. Long ago, there was one story about this. Some must be about these Christians. A beautiful story which Prashant had sent to me. My son Prashant had sent to me. The story I liked very much because, as I said, that we do not give up everything to Baba, leave up everything to Baba. We always keep something reserved with us. We want him to do whatever we like. We don't want to do whatever he likes. That is the tussle between the beloved and beloved. And the stories which I was very much liked is that there is a church, and there is some day when the father they have some function of blessing the people, and so every Christian is very much keen to have those blessings of that father. And one woman with her young boy, very small boy, must be about 5-6 years old, 4-5 years old. She takes that boy to the church on that auspicious day to be able to take the blessings of the father. Now, as soon as they go there, she goes inside and sits on the chair, joining the prayer, and that boy, he is playing in the garden, running after the butterflies, trying to catch them. Inside, the mother is very seriously attending the prayers, and this boy is playing outside. Now, when the prayers are over and the queue is formed to go near the priest and get his blessing, they are forming queue, and a big queue is there, and this woman goes outside and catches hold of that boy and bring him with him. And the boy is very uneasy with her, but then mother is holding her hand very tightly, and they proceed further, and when they stand before the priest extends his hand for a shake hand with that boy. Now that boy is hiding his hand behind, as if holding something in his hand. He's hiding hand, and mother is shouting on him, "Come on, stretch your hand, shake your hand with the priest." And the boy is avoiding to do that. And then she forced takes her hand, puts it before the father, and father says, open the hand. When he opened the hand, there was a playing marble in his hands. He was holding very tight. The example is given that this is the way which we people, which worldly people, when in spite of the fact that we are moving along with the perfect master as our beloved, even then we don't entirely rely upon him, entirely open up ourselves before him. This is what the life is. The examples of these people, if you think deeply into it, they are really gems which Baba had selected for his work. Now we have surpassed the time, and with this I end with the talk, and we take Aarti. But then before that, I would just like to have some reactions from you, whether you have any doubts or whether you have to say something about whatever topics we had taken today. Any question, reaction?
So, Pratapji,
Yes, please.
I mean, I listened to the stories to some extent. So I will obviously look at the video again so I can pay more attention. But I have one, I remember one funny incident where in Kovor, when there is some interesting thing that happens between Sava Kotwal and one Mr. Koduri, I think, Koduri Krishna Rao, when Baba asks one of them to tie a stone around his head and throw him in the water. Do you remember that incident?
No, I did not know anything.
No, maybe, I'm sure you know, but maybe I'm not trying to. I cannot, bring out your memory so easily. But
I was not given breakfast.
Yeah, see, this is an incident where Baba is not given breakfast, and all the mandali get the breakfast and they eat it. And then Baba asks, "Where is my breakfast?" And the mistake ultimately comes to Sava Kotwal, right? Sava Kotwal. And then Baba gets so upset. He says, tie a big stone around his neck and throw him in the water.
Yes.
Oh, that is in Kovur.
Yeah, Kovur, yeah.
Yes, you're right. Now I remember it was in Kovur.
Yeah.
That, yes.
And it's very funny. I mean, that incident, if
Yes.
people here are not aware of that, maybe you can share a little quickly. I mean, obviously, there's less time.
Yes. Yes.
Or maybe next time. Yeah.
Yes. Now, since you have, mentioned about that, putting him into the water with stones around his neck, that when you told about that, then I remembered that incident that had happened in Kovur. So,
Right.
for anything else now?
Yatavan Meheramana, that arti, arati swikaro. Can we do that one? The arti by Manasudam this time.
I think she's asking about Jahan Kalpana. Jahan Kalpana.
This
All
time.
right.
Yeah.
All right. As you wish. This Jaha Kalpana, the music is set in different ragas. There are some notes, specific notes. This is in the Bhairavi rag, Bhairavi. Usually this rag is sung at the end of every program. Aho ala Baha Devala, that is also in Bhairavi. So all these Bhairavis we take at the end. And this arti is also composed in Bhairavi. Bhaus Arti Adi Sachetan is in Yaman Kalyan. This is for information. Jaha kalpana शब्द न पहुँचे ऐसे अपरंपार नेति नेति वेद पुकारे महिमा दिव्य सनातन परम दयाघन दिव्य सनातन परम दयाघन हे जगदोद्धारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो धूप दीप चंदन चर जाना भोग लगाना फूल चढ़ाना तुम राही तुमको लौटाना काहे बड़ाई करो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल निधि के तुम कारण हो सकल विश्व तारनहारे हो तुम सम और नहीं तुम ही हो हे सत अवतारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो सकल चराचर तुम्हारी माया माया भी तो तुम्हारी छाया तुमरा अंत न कोई पाया तुम हो अनंत करो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो अपने को जब जो नहीं जाने महिमा तुम्हारी क्या पहचाने जो कुछ भी कहते अनजाने गुण गाते तुम्हारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो सीमा नाही तुम्हारी कृपा को क्या कोई दे सकता प्रभु तुमको भीख तुम्हीं दो प्रेमी जनों को नित्य तुम्हें सुमिरो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो मेहर मन आरती स्वीकारो दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन दिव्य सनातन परम दया घन हे जगदोद्धारो आरती स्वीकारो
Sweetheart,
आरती स्वीकारो
sweetheart,
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय.
Beautiful.
అయిపోయిందా
Uh,
జయబాబా చెప్పు
so,
Sorry.
जय बाबा साहब
Yes, yes.
मैं राव साहब
बोलो.
हाँ बस तो इतने देर आपका भाषण सुन रहे थे तो वेरी
Sorry.
हैप्पी कैसा है तबीयत आपका
oh, right. So 1 second.
आपका तबीयत कैसा है अब जय बाबा
जय
जय बाबा
जय
हाँ
बाबा।
कैसा है तबीयत कैसा है आपका
तबीयत ठीक है जरा
हाँ।
अभी अभी खलाश है खासी आई थिंक दिस इज राव साहब
थोड़ा
Yeah.
हाँ
Yes, Rao Sahib. Yes.
राव साहब राव साहब सकला बरा है ना
हाँ हाँ यस यस
Yeah.
यस यस
जय बाबा जय बाबा
जय बाबा जय बाबा जय बाबा
रेस्ट गया हाँ
So thank you, Pratap ji. If anybody has questions, please go ahead. Otherwise, we'll give Pratap ji some rest so that he can come back with more beautiful stories. So, yeah. So I don't know if you heard Pratap ji, but you all can ask any questions that you may have, all the audience. But otherwise, we'll give Pratap ji some rest and we'll have him come back with more stories next week. Yeah. So, Jai Avatar Meher Baba ki
Baba ki jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
जय बाबा
Thank you, Pratap ji. And Gopi is saying Jai Baba to you as well. Gopi
Yeah,
is,
thank
yeah.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा to Gopi also.
Yeah.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Pratap.
Thank you,
Yes,
Pratap
please.
ji. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा
Jai Baba.
जय बाबा.
Jai Baba.
So I take leave.
अच्छा ये एक रिक्वेस्ट है प्रताप जी नेक्स्ट whenever you get a chance, I mean whenever you have time, you can share that song मुझे और कोई कोई तो गम नहीं मुझे और कोई तो मेरे दिल में इतना मलाल है something.
Yes.
I know you sang this in Hyderabad and there's a recording, but for the benefit of all the people who are joining this program, it will be
Sure.
great to hear
Sure.
from you. Yeah.
Sure, definitely, sure. Thank you so much. And don't hesitate to, I may just ask me if you feel like having some song, a particular song, or even singing, then ready to accept your
Yeah.
request.
Jai Baba.
We-
Thank you.
God, thank you so much. Avatar,
Meher Baba ki jai. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
So Jai Baba Rosalie, did you get that song I sent you? Remember you told you had
Not
Go
yet
ahead.
because it was such a mess today, even just trying to get in.
No. I want to tell you that I sent a PDF which had the lyrics. No, which had the lyrics,
In
and
English?
along with it, there is an audio also. There are two links. If you
Oh,
click
okay,
them, yeah.
but Prakash, what I need is I need the English